press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, welcome to a split 6 discussion class chemistry, which includes the chapters some basic principles and techniques of organic chemistry and hydrocarbons. So we starts with the questions. So the first question is, so it is regarding the determination of number of sigma and pi bonds in the given molecule. So what is the molecule that they have given? So the name of that molecule is pent 2-ene 4-ine. So in order to identify the number of sigma and pi bonds, first we have to write the structure of the molecule. So pent-2-ene means this molecule which includes 5 carbon atoms in its parent chain, in which the second carbon which consists of double bond followed by the fourth carbon atom which consists of a triple bond. So now balance the valency of carbon with hydrogens. So this is the structure of a pent-2-ene. This is the structure of pent-2-ene and 4-ine. So in between any two atoms, the first bond formed is always a sigma bond, and in between any two species there is a possibility of only one sigma bond. Okay, in between any two species there is a possibility of forming a single sigma bond. So in this particular structure, how many sigma bonds are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. In total we are having 10 sigma bonds are there, 10 sigma bonds. And how many pi bonds are there? So among three bonds, first bond is always a sigma bond and the rest of the two bonds are pi bonds. Here we are having two bonds, among one is sigma and the rest is pi bond. So in this particular structure we have three pi bonds. In total in the molecule pent-2-ene and 4-ine, pent-2-ene 4-ine, which includes 10 sigma bonds and 3 pi bonds. So which is the correct option they have given? Option 3, that is 10 sigma bonds and 3 pi bonds. Okay, then next. So the next question is regarding the nomenclature of a benzenoid compound, that is, so this is the structure that they have given. So IUPAC name of this particular compound. So in this particular example, the chloro group is there, methyl group is there, and NO2 nitro group is there. All these groups are prefixes according to our priority of functional groups. These are lowest priority functional groups, lower priority functional groups. Okay, lower priority functional groups ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ prefixes ಆಗಿ ನೋಡ್ತೇವೆ, which are added in the beginning of the nomenclature. Okay, followed by among chloro, methyl and nitro group. These can be numbered based upon their seniority. Among Cl, CH3 and NO2 halo group, that means Cl group is most senior. That is why the least possible number is given to Cl. So the numbering is done from this side, in which we have three substituents here. One is chloro, another one is methyl, and another one is nitro. So in case of multiple substituent groups, if any organic compound is having multiple substituent group, we have to name them according to their alphabetical order. So we have to include or we have to consider their alphabetical order. So chloro, which includes C, will be the starting letter, followed by M, followed by N. So this is the exact order of alphabetical order. Okay, that is why first we have to name chloro compound or chloro substituent that is attached to the first carbon. That is why it will become 1 chloro, followed by the second position is attached by this methyl group. That is why it will become 2 methyl, followed by the fourth position or fourth carbon atom is get attached with the nitro. At last the substituent, last the root word, that is benzene. Okay, so the exact nomenclature, IUPAC nomenclature for the given structure is a 1 chloro 2 methyl 4 nitrobenzene. So what are the options they have given? 1 nitro 1 methyl 4 nitrobenzene, that is wrong. 1 chloro 2 methyl 4 nitrobenzene, 1 chloro 2 methyl 4 nitrobenzene, that is the correct option. That means second option will be the correct one. Okay, so the next question, is like this. So which includes the correct match for the given IUPAC nomenclature. Okay, the first one, actually the question is like this: which nomenclature is not according to IUPAC system? So they have given some of the examples, and with respect to that they have given the IUPAC nomenclature. Out of that, one of the structure is not matched with its IUPAC name, and we have to identify that particular compound. So first one, in which CH3 CH CH3 CH, a phenyl group, followed by CH2 CH3. So this is the first structure. We have to check whether this particular structure is correct with its IUPAC name or not. What is the IUPAC nomenclature that they have given? 2 methyl 3 phenyl 2 methyl 3 phenyl pentane 3 phenyl pentane. So we can start nomenclating this particular compound. Here we have two possibilities: either we give the numbers from left to right or from right to left. Okay, in case of multiple substituents are present, more than one substituent is present, we have to go through a sum of locants rule. Locants rule. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾವ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ಗೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಯೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಆ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ನಂಬರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸಮ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ, ಯಾವ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ನಂಬರಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಲೋಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸಮ್ ರೂಲ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಲೋಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಲೋಕ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಆ ಸೈಡ್ ಇಂದ ನಾಮಿನ್ಕ್ಲೇಚರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಗಿವ್ ದ ನಂಬರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ 1 2 3 4 5. So at the second position substituent is present, plus at the third position one more substituent is present. So in total it will become 5, followed by, if you give the number from right to left, 1 2 3, at third position substituent is attached, and 3 fourth position substituent will get attached, and after sum up we'll get 7. So now we start numbering from lowest possible numbers. ಯಾವ ಕಡೆ sum of the locants value minimum ಇರ್ತದೆ ಆ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ನಂಬರಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ from left to right is correct. So by considering this is methyl group M and this is phenyl group P. Which comes first? M. That is why at the second position methyl group is there, that is correct. At the third position phenyl group is there, that is correct. And the parent chain, which consists of 7 carbon atoms with a saturated chain, that is why it will become 2 methyl 3 phenyl pentane. So that is the correct one, correct match it is. Then the next one, second one it is. So which is the second option? CH2Br, CH2Br, CH double bond CH2. This is the structure of the molecule, and they have given it as 1 bromo prop 2ene. 1 bromo prop 2ene is the name, IUPAC name for this structure. Now we start nomenclating this particular example without referring into this. Okay, here we have two functional groups here. One is bromine substituent, another one is double bonded substituent or double bonded carbon atom, in which if in any species if double bond is present along with the lowest priority functional groups, we have to give our preference to a double bonded carbon atoms. That means we have start numbering from the double bonded carbon atom. Okay, so 1 2 3 4. So by giving 3, by giving this number, so the third carbon atom will get attached with bromo substituents. So that will become 3 bromo prop. In parent chain we have 3 carbon atoms, and the first position will get attached with ene. That means double bonded carbon atom. So the name, actual name of IUPAC name for this particular structure is 3 bromo prop 1 ene. But what they have given here, 1 bromopropene, that is the wrong match. Okay, which nomenclature is not according to the IUPAC system andre? So the second option, that is 1 bromoprop 2 ene, that is the wrong match. Actual name for that particular compound is a 3 bromoprop 1 ene or 3 bromopropene. So for this particular question, third question, which is the correct option? The second option. Okay, so the next question. So the next is also regarding the IUPAC nomenclature. So the question is like this. So this is the structure of the molecule. So the correct IUPAC name for this particular compound, that is the question. So as I explained in the last question, if there is a presence of double bonded carbon atom, we have to start our numbering from that particular carbon atom. That is, lowest possible numbers should be given to that double bonded carbon atoms. So 1 2 3 4 5 6, one possibility is there, followed by 1 2 3 4 5 6, one more is there, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, if you start the numbering from any end of the carbon chain, it will have 6 carbon atoms, 6 carbon atoms in a birthday. So in such cases, we have to select the parent chain in such a way that the parent chain which consists of maximum number of substituents. So if we select 1 2 3 4 5 6, this as the parent chain, which includes complete single substituent, ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲದೂ ಸೇರಿ single substituent ಆಗ್ತದೆ. But if you consider 1 2 3 4 5 6 or 1 2 3 4 5 6 ಎರಡೂ parent chain ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಎರಡರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದನ್ನು we are getting two substituents, 1 2 3 4 5 6. This is one substituent and this is another substituent. So we have to give the number like this, 1 2 3 4 5 6. This will become the parent chain, which includes one substituent, that is CH2CH3. This is ethyl substituent, ethyl substituent. followed by 1 2 3. That means this is propyl substituents. 3 carbon atoms ಇದೆ propyl substituent. Which comes first in the alphabetical order? E. Ethyl ಯಾವ substituent ಯಾವ position of the carbon atom ಅಲ್ಲಿದೆ? That will attach it to the fourth position. Fourth position ಗೆ attach ಇದೆ, followed by the third position will get attached with propyl. So the actual nomenclature of this molecule is a 4-ethyl, 4-ethyl according to the alphabetical order, followed by the third position will get attached with the propyl. That means 4-ethyl, 3-propyl, and the number of carbon atoms in the parent chain are 6 hex, and the first carbon only it attached with a double bond. That means hex 1e. So which is the correct option here? 4-ethyl, 3-propyl, hex 1e. That is present in the third option, that is 4-ethyl, 3-propyl hexene. So which is the correct option then? The third option. Okay, so the next question. So the next question is like this: which one of the following will show optical isomerism? Which one of the following will show optical isomerism? Optical isomerism. So what is meant by this word, and what is the minimum condition that a particular molecular should have to show this optical isomerism? Okay, ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಆಪ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಐಸೋಮರ್ ಅನ್ನ ತೋರಿಸಬೇಕು, ಆಪ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಐಸೋಮರಿಸಮ್ ಅನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ that molecule must be having asymmetric center or chiral carbon atom. Chiral carbon atom ಅನ್ನ ಹೊಂದಿರಬೇಕು, chiral centers ಅನ್ನ ಹೊಂದಿರಬೇಕು. Chiral center ಅಥವಾ asymmetric carbon atoms ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So what is meant by this word chiral? Chiral means, say for example, this is one central atom which is surrounded by 4 different atoms A, B, C, D. If the single atom is surrounded by 4 different substituent groups, then such species or such carbon atom is nothing but a chiral carbon atom, chiral species anta karitave. So among the examples they have given, ಯಾವ molecule ಅಲ್ಲಿ chiral center ಇರ್ತದೋ that is optically active, that shows optical activity. Okay, ಆ molecule ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು polarimeter ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ that shows, okay, either they can exhibit dextrorotatory content or levorotatory content by rotating the molecule either towards left side clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. Okay, first one, what is the first option they have given? CH3, CHOH, COOH. So whether we have to identify whether the carbon attached here it is chiral carbon or not. So that is the minimum condition, that carbon must be a chiral carbon to show optical isomerism. So here the carbon atom will get attached with one is OH, CH3, H and COOH. All are different carbon atom or different substituents. That is why this is chiral carbon atom. Chiral carbon atom irodrinda which shows the optical activity. So which one of the following will show optical isomerism antandre? That is option 1. Okay, then the second one you nodi, second one is like this: OH, C, H, COOH. Here all the substituents different ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ, but here we are having two similar hydrogen atoms, that is why this is not showing optical isomerism. And the third one is also in the third structure, also in the third structure ನೋಡಿ ಏನಿದೆ, two similar CH3 groups are present, that is why ಅದು ಕೂಡ optical isomerism ಅನ್ನು exhibit ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. At the last one is also is having two methyl groups, this is also optical isomerism ಅನ್ನು exhibit ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. So the correct option for this question is the first option, okay, who is having a asymmetric center. Okay, so the next question: compare the stabilities of the following free radicals. So what are the free radicals they have given here? CH3, CH, isopropyl free radical anta kariteve idನ್ನ, followed by second one phenyl free radical, this is followed by CH2, CH, CH3, CH3, and the third one, last one is CH3, CH2 free radical. So these are the free radicals they have given, in which we have to identify or we have to arrange them with respect to their stabilities. So before going to start this concept, we must know the relationship between the stability and energies of the molecule. Stability of the molecule is always inversely proportional to energy of the molecules. Energy and stabilities both are inversely proportional. Okay, among this list, which one is more stable? So here, option 2, that is phenyl free radicals. Phenyl free radicals are always more stable than the normal free radicals, because in case of phenyl free radicals, this free radicals means they are odd numbered species, the species with having a odd number of electrons. Okay, those odd number, that means electrophilic species they are. Those electrophilicity of this particular free radical is satisfied by the resonance. Illi resonance involve ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ, normal resonance involve ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ, the electrophilicity of the free radical should get satisfied by the number of electrons of the benzene ring through the resonance. Okay, this molecule is more stabilized by resonance. ಎಷ್ಟು resonance ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತದೋ ಅಷ್ಟು molecule energy reduce ಆಗ್ತದೆ. As the number of resonating structures increases, energy of the molecule is going to be decreased. With respect to the decrease in the energy, stability of the molecule is going to be increased. So among this list, ಈ particular structure benzene ring na ಹೊಂದಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ it should clearly explain the resonance, followed by it could exhibit the highest form of stability. Then followed by, what about this one? This structure which do not having benzene ring to satisfy its electrophilicity by resonance, but even without benzene ring also it could exhibit some sort of resonance, that is nothing but no bond resonance ಅಥವಾ hyper conjugation ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೇವೆ. That can exhibit a hyper conjugation, no bond resonance. Rest of the three structures, this one A, C and D, all these structures could exhibit a same hyper conjugation structure. So if we compare the stability of this resonating structure with this hyperconjugation structures are less stable, quite less stable compared to these phenyl free radicals. So among these three structures, okay, here in order to satisfy the electrophilic nature of this particular free radical, we are having 6 hydrogens in the particular alternate carbon atoms. Alternate carbon atom alli 6 hydrogen atoms ide. So e 6 hydrogen atoms, they can satisfy the electrophilic nature of this particular free radical. That is why when we compare the stability of this with this, resonance stability ಇರುವಂತ ಈ structure more stable ಇರ್ತದೆ phenyl free radical, followed by 2 is more stable than 1, followed by 3, followed by 1, followed by. So what are the options they have given? So option 4, first they have given 4 greater than 3, 4 greater than 3 anta ide, that is wrong. Second one, 2 greater than 1, followed by 3, followed by ಆಪ್ಷನ್ 3 ಏನಿದೆ 1 ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ದೆನ್ 2 ಅಂತ ಇದೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಾಂಗ್. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ 4 2 ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ದೆನ್ 1 ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ದೆನ್ 3 ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ದೆನ್ 4 ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ. 2 is greater than 1 followed by greater than 3 followed by greater than 4. Which option is correct here? Option 2 greater than 1 greater than 3 greater than 4. Option 2 is correct here. Option 2 that includes 2 greater than 1 greater than 4 greater than 3. So this particular structure is having least stability because of having only one hydrogen to satisfy its electrophilicity. Okay, ಇದರ electrophilic nature ಅನ್ನು satisfy ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ it is having only one hydrogen. Here we are having 3 hydrogen atoms. So option 2 is correct. So the next question. So the next question, which of the following is the correct order of acidic strength of the following compounds? So what are the examples they have given? First one is a phenol, and the second one is metanitrophenol, it is NO2, and the third one is methoxyphenol. So among these three structures, these three molecules, we have to arrange their acidic strengths. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, here it is a phenol, OH. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲನ್ನು ನಾವು ಎಸಿಡಿಕ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್. ಯಾವ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲು ಪ್ರೋಟಾನನ್ನು ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಆಸಿಡ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ದ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಡ್ ಟು ದ sp2 hybridized carbon. here sp2 hybridized carbon is having a percentage of S character 33.3% ಇರ್ತದೆ, percentage of S character for sp2 hybridized, which pulls the electrons from this oxygen atom such that the electron density in between oxygen and hydrogen atom will get weakens. ಈ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ನಡುವೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿನ ದ sp2 hybridized carbon ತನ್ನ ಕಡೆ ಪುಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಆಗ ಈ ಬಾಂಡ್ ವೀಕ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, this will becomes acidic. But when we compare this acidic strength with this particular molecule, ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, in this particular molecule what happens, this is NO2. NO2 means the nature of NO2 is electron withdrawing group. So it is electron withdrawing group. Electron withdrawing group ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, which withdraws the electrons from the benzene ring, followed by benzene withdraws the electrons from this oxygen and hydrogen bond. So this bond will get even more weakens than this particular examples. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ withdrawing groups ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ sp2 hybridized carbon ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ it attracts some electron density. It also acidic in nature. But here electron withdrawing group is present. Electron withdrawing group present ಆಗ್ತದೆ, which withdraws the electron density from the benzene ring by negative inductive effect. So negative inductive effect ಅಲ್ಲಿ electrons ಅನ್ನ ತನ್ನ ಕಡೆ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ, so the benzene ring which withdraws the electrons from this oxygen, followed by this oxygen and hydrogen bond will get even more weaker. ಇನ್ನ weak ಆಗ್ತದೆ. weak ಆದಾಗ so the release of proton becomes more easy. Okay, ಈ ಫಿನಾಲ್, ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಫಿನಾಲ್ಗಿಂತ metanitrophenol ಅಲ್ಲಿ release of proton becomes more easy. That is why this second structure is more acidic than this first structure. Then the next one, third one, this one is a oxygen is having a lone pair of electrons which shows a positive resonance effect instead of a positive inductive effect. So because of the positive resonance effect which induces the electron density into this benzene ring by the method of resonance, but when we compare the electronegativity of this carbon atom with oxygen atom is more electronegative. Even though it can donate the electrons by resonance ಅಲ್ಲಿ electrons ಅನ್ನು donate ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ, because of the difference with respect to their electronegativity, oxygen which pulls some sort of electron density from this benzene ring, ಈ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಬೆಂಜಿನ್ ರಿಂಗ್ ಇಂದ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿನ ತನ್ನ ಕಡೆ ಸೆಳೀತದೆ. ಆವಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, this benzene ring which withdraws the electrons from oxygen, and this bond will get weakens and the release of proton becomes easy. So finally we conclude that the group with the electron withdrawing nature that becomes more acidic than this and than this. So which is the correct option then? Second is more acidic than the third one, and which is more acidic than first. So which is the correct option here? Option 4. That means second is greater than third, greater than 1. So the next option, next question. So the next question is regarding this is assertion reason type question. So the question is, glycerol is purified by distillation under reduced pressure, and the second one reason is organic compounds in a liquid state are purified by distillation. So the first one, glycerol is purified by distillation under reduced pressure. So glycerol is a liquid having a boiling point 292 degrees Celsius, but it is a type of liquid when it is boiling which undergoes decomposition below its boiling point. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಗ್ಲಿಸರಾಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಬಾಯ್ಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ before reaching 292 degrees Celsius only it will get decomposed. 292 degrees Celsius ಗಿಂತ ಮೊದಲೇನೆ ಇದು ಡಿಕಂಪೋಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, and such liquids are purified by the special method called distillation under reduced pressure. Okay, ಯಾವ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ಸ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬಾಯ್ಲ್ ಆಗ್ತವೋ ಅಥವಾ ಡಿಕಂಪೋಸ್ ಆಗ್ತವೋ ಆ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಥವಾ ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಲೇಷನ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ದೆನ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್ reason, organic compounds in liquid state are purified by distillation. Of course it is. Of organic compounds in their liquid state they are purified by the method of distillation only. Okay, so which is the correct option then? If both the assertion and reason are false, then the second one. If assertion is true but reason is false, then next, if both assertion and reason are true and the reason is the correct explanation for assertion, so that is also wrong. If both assertion and reason are true but the reason is not the correct explanation for the assertion, yes, that is the correct. Which one is correct here? Assertion statement is also correct and reason statement is also correct, but reason is the not correct explanation for the assertion. So option 4 is correct for this particular question. Okay, so the next question. So the next is also a direct question, so which includes a miscible mixture of C6H6 benzene followed by chloroform CHCl3 can be separated by, so a mixture of two miscible liquids with different boiling points. ಈ liquid ಗೆ different boiling point ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಈ liquid ಗೆನೆ different boiling point ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಈ ತರದ different liquids with different boiling points ಇರೋವನ್ನ by the method of distillation method ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ liquids ನ distill ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಯಾವ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ನ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅದು ಬೇಗ ಇವಾಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. In such case or in such way they can separate or they can distill, they can be separated by the method of a distillation. So a miscible mixture of C6H6 and CHCl3 with different boiling points which can be separated by the method of a distillation. Okay, option 2 is correct. So the next question. So empirical formula of the compound. So this is regarding the determination of molecular formula of the compound. So the question number 10 it is. So they have given the empirical formula of the compound, that is CH2O. CH2O. So for this empirical formula, we have to calculate the empirical mass. So how to calculate the empirical mass? Mass of carbon is 12 plus hydrogen 2 plus 16. So in total, we are having 30. Empirical mass of this particular compound, that is CH2O, is 30. Followed by molecular mass is already given. Molecular mass, that is 90. So we have a formula that N is equal to molecular mass divided by empirical mass. Molecular mass divided by empirical mass. So molecular mass of the compound is 90, followed by its empirical mass is 30. So we are going to get 30. The value of N for this particular example is a 3. So in order to find out the molecular mass of this particular example, we have to use this formula N into empirical formula or empirical mass. Empirical formula, yesterday empirical formula of the molecule ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ? So value of N is 3 followed by empirical mass is CH2O. So the exact molecular formula of this molecule is C3H6O3. So this is the molecular formula of this particular compound. First, molecular mass given ide, we have to identify the empirical mass, and we know the formula, that is N is equal to molecular formula by empirical formula or empirical mass. So 90 by 30 is 3. The value of N becomes 3, and by using this formula N into empirical mass or empirical formula, we are going to identify the molecular formula, that is C3H6O3, option 1. Option 1 ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಇದು C3H6O3. So the next question. So the next question. So this question is from hydrocarbons chapter. So the question is, hydrocarbon A reacts with bromine by substitution to form an alkyl bromide, which by Wood's reaction is converted to gaseous hydrocarbon containing less than 4 carbon atoms ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬ್ರೋಮಿನ್ ಜೊತೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು they can form alkyl bromide, and that alkyl bromide on Wood's reaction in presence of sodium metal, it will converted into a hydrocarbon containing less than 4 carbon atoms ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So what are the options they have given? First they have given alkyne. So alkyne and alkene, ಈ ಎರಡು ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಆಲ್ಕೈನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಕೀನ್, ಇವುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಎಡಿಷನ್ಸ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಡಿಷನ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್, ಇಫ್ ವಿ ಆ್ಯಡ್ bromine Br2 instead of substitution reaction, we are going to get a CHBr double bond CHBr. ಈ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಆಟಮ್ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಆದರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತೇವೆ. But here they undergoes addition reaction. Here also the same thing happens, that is it will become CH2Br and CH2Br. This is also an example for addition reaction, not substitution. And the second option, this is first, this is third, and the second option what they have given, that is CH4. This CH4 molecule, when it is treated with bromine in presence of sunlight, which undergoes free radical substitution. Free radical substitution ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Free radical substitution reaction, it can undergo free radical substitution. ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ which undergoes free radical substitution to form methyl chloride, and this methyl chloride CH3Cl, which undergoes Woods reaction. Woods reaction, it takes place only in presence of a sodium metal. Okay, with the loss of two halogen atoms, we are going to get a CH3, that is ethane molecule is having two carbon atoms. That means ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು hydrocarbon containing less than 4 carbon atoms. So ಇವೆರಡು addition reactions ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, followed by CH4 methane ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ethane ಬರ್ತದೆ. Okay, which is having lesser carbon atoms than 4, followed by the last option, that is ethane CH3. ಇದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ substitution reaction ಗೆ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಆದರೆ if ethane undergoes substitution reaction and after following these steps, we are going to get butane, means that should be equal to 4 carbon atoms, but the question A, they have given it as they contain less than 4 carbon atoms. So which is the correct option then? Option 2, that is methane molecule. So the next question, so the question is like this: what is the decreasing order of boiling points of the given compounds? So what are the options they have given? So what are the compounds? The second one, and the third one it is. So when we look into the examples, so this particular example, which consists of 6 carbon atoms with a saturated chain, so this is the 1 2 3 4 5 carbon atoms. This is the structure of a pentane. Pentane is having a C5H12. This is also having a C5H12 configuration, and this particular structure also is having a C5H12, but all these are differed with respect to their structures. Okay, one thing we must know, that boiling points of the molecules is directly proportional to their surface area. Boiling point of the molecules is directly proportional to their surface area. At the same time, they are inversely proportional to their branching chain. As the branching of the chain increases, boiling point is going to be decreased. Branching ಎಷ್ಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ರಿಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಂಟೈರ್ಲಿ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವಾಂಡರ್ ವಾಲ್ಸ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾವ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲಿನ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಆ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಂಡರ್ ವಾಲ್ಸ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್. ಓಕೆ, ವಾಂಡರ್ ವಾಲ್ಸ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಆದರೆ more amount of energy required, that is in the form of boiling point. Okay, more amount of energy required, that because van der Waals forces are more when the molecule is having more surface area, and these van der Waals forces is going to be decreased with respect to the branching chain. As the branching increases, van der Waals forces decreases. With respect to the decrease in the van der Waals forces, boiling point also decreases. Okay, van der Waals forces ಮತ್ತೆ boiling points ಎರಡು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನಲ್. ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವಾನ್ ಡರ್ ವಾಲ್ಸ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತದೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಫಾಲೋಡ್ ಬೈ this van der Waals forces, they are directly proportional to surface area. Okay, among these three structures, which is having more surface area? This one, followed by this second one, and this one. Okay, among these three structures, the first structure is having more boiling point, followed by the second one, followed by the third one. This is the order of their boiling points based upon their surface area and along with considering the van der Waals forces. Okay, so which is the correct option then? 1 is greater than 2 greater than 3, that is first option is correct. First option is correct. So the next one. So the next question is regarding the stabilities of different conformations of butane, in which we have to identify which conformer or conformation of the butane is less stable. So among different examples, first one it is so this is the first structure. Second one, so the third one, CH3, CH3, H, 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 H at last. So this is the structure. So among these four structures, we have to identify which one is a more stable. Which one is a more stable. So the stabilities of these particular structures can be determined by their arrangement of the groups. Okay, ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ಬಲ್ಕಿಯರ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ಒಂದೇ ಕಡೆ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಪಲ್ಸಿವ್ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ two bulkier groups, methyl group and methyl group, both are bulkier groups. In between those two bulkier groups there will be a repulsive interactions, steric hindrance anta kariteve now. That word is called a steric hindrance. Okay, steric hindrance. These two groups are they experiencing repulsive interactions between their electron clouds, and that repulsive interactions we can call it as a steric hindrance. Due to that steric hindrance there will be a rise in the energy of the molecule takes place where there is a repulsive interactions. Okay, there is a conclusion that where there is a repulsive interaction or where there is a steric hindrance, there is a rise in the energy of the molecule takes place. ಆ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲಿನ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ನಾನು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಆಸ್ ದ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ರೈಸ್ಡ್, ಸ್ಟೆಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸ್ಟೆಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಎರಡು ಇನ್ವರ್ಸ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನಲ್. ಅಮಾಂಗ್ ದೀಸ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಟೂ ಬಲ್ಕಿಯರ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸು ಇದೊಂದೇ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಕ್ಕಪಕ್ಕ ಇರೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ದೀಸ್ ಟು bulkier groups they experience repulsive interactions. Because of those repulsive interactions, as the repulsions between the bulkier groups increases, there will be a rise, there will be an increase with respect to these particular bulkier groups takes place. Increase in the energy takes place. With respect to the increase in the energy, stability of the molecule decrease ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So this will be the least stable conformations of butane. Okay, when we compare this with the rest of these three, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ CH3 group, bulkier group and hydrogen group, they are properly spaced. There were no repulsive interaction. Followed by here CH3, CH3, in between them there is a 60-degree angle will be there, and when we compare these two the repulsive interactions are very less. And here also CH3 and H, one is bulkier group but another one is smaller. That is why there will be a lesser repulsive interactions. And among all the four, this particular structure is having maximum repulsive interactions and least stability. So which is the correct option then? Option 4, least stable butane conformation is option 4. Okay, so the next one. Question number 14. So the following reaction CH3 H CH3 CH C CH3 X followed by CH3, which reacts in presence of alcoholic KOH. Alcoholic KOH. So this is the reaction they have given. The following reaction is an example of which type of reaction it is. So the reactions in which we are making use of alcoholic KOH, ಯಾವ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲಿಕ್ KOH ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಹೈಡ್ರೋ ಹ್ಯಾಲೋಜಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ನೇಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲಿಕ್ KOH ಗ್ರೂಪ್? This is dehydrohalogenating agent. Dehydrohalogenating agent it is. Iದೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ? Which removes both hydrogen as well as halogen from the reaction and results in the formation of a alkene. Alkene ಅನ್ನ generate ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. So here, this type of particular reactions where if we use alcoholic KOH which removes the hydrogen from beta carbon. That is the speciality of this reaction. In this particular reaction, alcoholic KOH that removes hydrogen from beta carbon. So among this reaction, halogen bounded carbon is alpha carbon and next to that carbon is beta. This is also beta. Okay, here the hydrogen atom will get released, or alcoholic KOH being a very basic in nature which abstract this proton, because base in a work proton ಅನ್ನು abstract ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ which abstracts this proton. Okay, hydrogen is not capable of carrying this bond which gives this bond to this carbon atom. Now the valency of carbon becomes 5. That is why halogen being a very good living group which leaves the carbon atom. So H and X with respect to that HX and with respect to the alcoholic KOH base which abstracts one proton, it will become H2O followed by X along with this K it will remove as a potassium halide. Okay, and after that it results in the formation of alkene. With the removal of electron or with the removal of hydrogen from beta carbon and halogen from this particular alpha carbon, this reaction is named as dehydrohalogenation reaction and beta elimination reaction also. Beta elimination reaction. When there is a use of alcoholic KOH, the name of that particular reaction either it is dehydrohalogenation reaction or beta elimination reaction. So this particular example or particular reaction is an example for beta elimination reaction. So option 1 is correct, that is beta elimination. So the next question number 15. So question number 15 is like this. When 1 mole of an alkene on ozonolysis produces 2 moles of propanone, the alkene is. So if we consider any of the species like first 2,3 dimethyl 2 pentene, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 pentene followed by 2,3 dimethyl 2 pentene, which reaction undergoes ozonolysis. Ozonolysis ಆದಾಗ ನೋಡಿ very simple, during the process of ozonolysis ನೀವು ಈ ಓಝೋನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಓಝೋನಾಯ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಓಝೋನಾಯ್ಡ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಮೀಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಬ್ರೇಕೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಮೋರ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಸೊ ಯು ಡೂ ಒನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಓಝೋನೋಲೈಸಿಸ್ process you just break this double bond and you can give oxygen atoms for this particular carbon atoms. So what are the products they have formed here? CH3, CH2 followed by C double bond O, CH3. One is butanone ಬಂದಿದೆ, another one is CH3, C double bond O, CH3. propanone ಬಂದಿದೆ. So this is wrong. ಈ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲನ್ನು ಓಝೋನೋಲೈಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯೂಟನೋನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ರೋಪನೋನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು 2 moles ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಪನೋನ್. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ 2,3 dimethyl 2-butene. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2-butene, 2,3 dimethyl. Okay, CH3. This is the structure of 2,3 dimethyl 2-butene. Okay, here during the process ozonolysis ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದೀವಿ, you just break this bond, you just give each oxygen atom to both the carbon atoms. That is why this will become CH3, C double bond O, CH3 as one product, followed by CH3, C double bond O, CH3 as another product. CH3, C double bond O, CH3, and both are propanol molecules. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲನ್ನು ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲನ್ನು ಓಝೋನೋಲೈಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ we are going to get 2 moles of propanone ಅನ್ನೋದಾದರೆ this particular molecule, that is 2,3 dimethyl 2,3 dimethyl but2ene. ಈ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲನ್ನು ನಾವು ಓಝೋನೋಲೈಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ 2 moles ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಪನೋಲ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ದೆನ್? ಆಪ್ಷನ್ 2, that is 2,3 dimethyl 2-butene. So the next one. So the next question is regarding the acidic nature of different alkynes they have given. So among we have to compare the acidic strengths of different alkynes. So if we compare the acidic strengths of, first one is alkyne followed by CH3C triple bond CH followed by CH2 double bond CH2 followed by ethane CH3 single bond CH3. So ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, so this acidic nature of alkynes, that is entirely depends upon their percentage of S character. The acidic nature of this alkynes depends upon percentage of S character. So what is the relationship between this S character and their acidic nature? So as for the triple bonded carbon atom whose hybridization is sp, this is also sp hybridized. In sp hybridization, percentage of S character is 50%. 50% ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ that 50% of S character which explains the electronegativity of this carbon atom. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಎರಡೂ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ S character 50% ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ they are more attracted towards the nucleus. Electronegativity of this carbon atom is going to be increased. Electronegativity increase ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ these two carbon atoms are very close to each other. They are moving towards the nucleus. Okay, thereby the bond strength of this C and H and this C and H is going to be decreased. Okay, there will be a lesser bond strength with respect to these two bonds. Aga the release of proton becomes easy. Okay, ಯಾವಾಗ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಆವಾಗ ದ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಎಸಿಡಿಕ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ release of proton. Okay, immediate release of proton is done by the molecules who is having 50% of S character. those 50% of S character is have by this sp hybridized carbon. That is why this particular molecule is having more acidic nature. Followed by this second one. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, this particular molecule is sp hybridized and this is also having sp hybridized, but this molecule, the last carbon atom is sp3 hybridized, which is having only 25% of s character. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ sp hybridized ಇದೆ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಕೂಡ sp hybridized ಇದೆ, ಆದರೆ the second or the middle carbon atom they do not have any proton to donate, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಡೊನೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. But this sp hybridized carbon have one hydrogen, it can easily donate that proton. Okay, this particular first example, it can capable of donating 2 protons or 2 H plus, that is why which is more acidic. Followed by the second one, which is capable of producing only 1 H plus ion, that is why this is quite less acidic than the first one. Then the third one, so both the carbon atoms are sp2 hybridized here. sp2 hybridized irodrinda percentage of s character illi 33.33% ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರ್ತದೆ, which is less than that of 50%. That is why the electronegativity of this carbon, these two carbons towards the nucleus is quite less compared to this. sp hybridization ನಲ್ಲಿ electronegativity ಇದ್ದಷ್ಟು sp2 ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. That is why the strength between these bonds, okay, CH bond, CH bond, so ಹಾಗೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ, that is quite less ಅಷ್ಟೇ, but it retains its strength, bond strength. That is why the release of proton becomes difficult. Okay, difficult ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ its acidic nature is also less. And when we compare this with this is completely sp3 hybridized, which is having only 25% of s character. S character kadime irodrinda the bonds becomes more stronger and the release of protons becomes even more difficult. Okay, that is why when we compare the s character of a triple bonded carbon atom, double bonded carbon atom and a single bonded carbon atom, triple bonded carbon atom will have 50% of s character and double bonded will have 33% and the single bonded carbon atom should have 25%. Okay, percentage of s character ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದ ಹಾಗೆ acidic nature ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, acidic nature. Okay, as the percentage of acidic nature, as the percentage of s character is going to be increased, acidic nature of the molecule is also increased. So among this list, this alkyne, okay, this ethyne molecule is having more acidity, more acidic nature, followed by the second one and third one and last one. So which is the correct option then? Option 3, that is first they have given alkyne, second one propyne, then ethene, followed by ethane. So option 3 is the correct match. So the next question. So the next question is regarding they have given one reaction. So the question is in the reaction they have given ethyne molecule. When it is treated with a base like soda amide NaNH2, it will give one product, that is X product, followed by it on further reaction with the methyl iodide CH3I, which is going to get another product, which on further undergoes hydrolysis. Okay, we are going to get the final product, and that final product is anta kelidare. So the question number 37 or 17, question number 17. So the reaction is like this: CH triple bond CH plus, it is reacts with the soda amide, which is a strong base. So which is a strong base ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, when ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ ತಾನೇ ಹೇಳಿದೀವಿ alkynes are more acidic ಅಂತ, they are ready to give that protons, then this soda amide is a strong base. So which can give, when this reacts with the soda amide, this is Na plus and NH2 minus, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ electrons ಇರುತ್ತೆ, this basic nature which abstracts one proton, ಈ ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್ ಅನ್ನ ತನ್ನ ಕಡೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ H C triple bond C Na. This is the first product. What is the first product? That is CH triple bond CNA. This is X. And this on further reaction with CH3I, with the loss of sodium iodide, we are going to get a CH triple bond C CH3. This is the product Y. So this particular Y product, which on further undergoes hydrolysis in presence of acid or acidic nature, we are going to get a H plus and OH minus. Here this reaction follows the Markovnikov's addition. Markovnikov's addition ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ CH double bond C OH, it will become CH3 and it will become CH2, because the negative part of the adding molecule, which can be added into the carbon atom containing a less number of carbon and less number of hydrogen atoms. That is why the OH minus will attach it into this particular carbon atoms. So the shifting of bond takes place. This will become CH minus, which abstracts this proton, and it will become CH2 double bond COHCH3. But this is not the final product. So this particular product, which can again undergoes isomerization, that is called tautomerization. Tautomerization aguttu, here the shifting of hydride takes place. Here the shifting of hydride takes place, that is shifting of a hydride. This hydride or this bond can be shifted to here. So now the carbon becomes pentavalent. So in order to satisfy its valency, this bond shifted to here. This will become CH2 minus, and this CH2 minus abstracts this proton, and finally it will become CH3 C double bond O CH3. This is acetone in general, acetone or propanone anta kariteve in IUPAC. Okay, which is the final product Z? This is CH3CO CH3. Which is the correct option then? Option 3, that is CH3CO CH3. So the next question. So which of the following species is not aromatic? So this question is regarding the determination or comparison of whether the molecules are aromatic or not. So the question number 18, what are the options are? Before going to start the examples, let me explain. If we want to say the molecule is aromatic in nature, or if we want to say it is non-aromatic or anti-aromatic, so what are the possible conditions? First, if the molecule is having aromatic in nature or anti-aromatic or non-aromatic ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it should cross 3 conditions. CCP condition ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅದನ್ನ. First condition, that molecule must be a cyclic molecule, and the second one, that must be a conjugated system. Conjugated system ಅಂದ್ರೆ alternate single and double bonds ಆದ್ರೂ ಇರಬಹುದು, alternate sigma pi positive charge, sigma pi negative charge, sigma pi free radical followed by sigma pi sigma. ಈ ತರ systems ಅನ್ನ conjugated systems ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. Followed by P stands for planar. That means all these species present in that particular cyclic molecule is having a sp2 hybridized carbon or sp2 hybridized ಇರಬೇಕು. Okay, ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ conditions ಇದ್ದು, if the molecule is having 4n plus 2 pi electrons, 4n plus 2 pi electrons, where n is equal to 1, sorry, n is equal to 0, ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ? It must have either 2 pi, 6 pi, 10 pi, 14 pi, like this. If the molecule, after satisfying all the 3 conditions, it is having any one of this particular system, pi system ಅನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿದ್ರೆ, that is aromatic in nature. That molecule is a aromatic. After satisfying these three conditions, if the molecule is having 4n pi electron system, 4n pi electrons, where n is equal to value of n starts from 1, where it belongs to 4 pi, 8 pi, 12 pi, like this. And these type of molecules are anti-aromatic molecules. Anti-aromatic. But if the molecule is fails to satisfy any one of these conditions, CCP condition, then that molecule is a non-aromatic molecule. Non-aromatic. This is a useful information. You must remember this. So this is non-aromatic. So let us enter into the examples. What are the examples they have given? First, benzene they have given, benzene. As we are well versed with the structure of benzene, so this benzene, first we have to look into the possibilities. It is having cyclic structure. Yes, it is C. Followed by conjugated, alternate single and double bonds are there, C. Followed by planar, all the carbon atoms are sp2 hybridized. Yes, all the three conditions are satisfied. Along with, now count the number of pi bonds. Okay, 1 pi bond, 2 pi bond, and 3 pi bond. 3 pi bond, 3 into 2, total 6 electrons. 6 pi electrons anna hondide antandre, by satisfying CCP condition, if the molecule is having 6 pi electrons, it is completely aromatic in nature. This is aromatic. And the second one, tropylium ion. So what is the structure of a tropylium ion? So this is the structure of a tropylium ion. Cycloheptatrinyl cation anta karitiri tropylium ion ge. Cyclooctatrinyl anion or tropylium anta karitare. So first cyclic ide, followed by double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, positive charge, single, double. So conjugated ide, and positive charge sp2 hybridized irutte carbon illi with one vacant p orbital, followed by, now count the number of pi bonds, 1 2 3, 3 pi bonds irodrinda enagtade 6 pi electrons. That is why this is also aromatic in nature. So this is also aromatic. And the next one, cyclooctatetraenyl dianion. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಆನಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಆಗ ನೀವು those two anions they involved in the process of resonance ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ you have to consider those electrons. Okay, three conditions ಇದೆ, cyclic, conjugated, followed by the last one planar system. Okay, and which includes 2 4 6 8 10 pi system. It belongs to 10 pi system antandre it is again aromatic in nature. So this is also aromatic in nature. And the last one, that is cyclopentadienyl cation. Cyclopentadienyl cation. So this is the structure of cyclopentadienyl cation. Sigma pi, sigma positive charge, sigma pi. So it is cyclic in nature, conjugated in nature, followed by all the carbon atoms are sp2 hybridized. Along with that, so 2 pi electrons and 4 pi electrons. Okay, only 4 pi electrons. In case in place of a positive, if we have a negative charge, then we can consider those negative charge, that means 2 electrons for considerations. Okay, but here we have positive charge, so there is no addition of electrons. Only we have 2 plus 2, 4 pi electrons. All the CCP conditions with the 4 pi electrons means that is not aromatic, but that is anti-aromatic in nature. That is anti-aromatic in nature. So among the given options, which is the species which is not aromatic in nature means that is cyclopentadienyl cation. That is option 4 is correct. So the next question. So the next question, that is, among some of the species, some of the different molecules they have given, and among them we have to identify which of the structure or which of the molecule is more reactive towards electrophilic nitration is. So first molecule they have given. So the question number 19, first molecule is a toluene, CH3. Second one is benzene. Third one is benzoic acid. Benzoic acid. And the last one is a nitrobenzene. So nitrobenzene. So among the following compounds, the one that is most reactive towards electrophilic nitration or electrophilic substitution ಅಂತ. So electrophilic substitution ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ the nature of group which should be attached into the benzene ring, that will be electron donating group. So the presence of electron donating group over the benzene ring, the presence of electron donating group over the benzene ring, which increases electron donating group irtade, which induces the electron density into this benzene ring. Benzene ring in ortho and para positions, they become more rich in electrons, and because of that electron richness, they can accept electrons, they can accept the electrophilic species. Electrophilic species andre like NO2. Okay, followed by this is benzene ring which has no effect, followed by this is benzoic acid, and the nature of this COOH group is electron withdrawing group, which withdraws the electron density from the benzene, followed by ortho and para positions are having less electron density, they get positive charges. Positive charges ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ the incoming electrophile, okay, incoming electrophile which can enter into this meta position. So the electrophilic substitution is not going to be takes place very easily when the benzene ring is attached with the electron withdrawing group. Followed by this NO2 is also electron withdrawing group, which withdraws the electrons from the benzene ring, followed by ortho and para positions will get positive charges, and electrophilic substitution becomes difficult. So among the four structures they have given, four options they have given, toluene is the structure where we are having electron donating group. The nature of electron donating group is to donate the electrons into the benzene ring, followed by ortho and para positions of this particular toluene molecule will get stronger or will get richness with respect to the electrons, and those positions which abstracts the electrons easily. Okay, electrons na ಆ species ಬೇಗ electrophiles na ಬೇಗ abstract ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. So the possibility of electrophilic nitration among all these species is first one, that is toluene. It has a greater possibility towards electrophilic substitution reaction. So option 1 is correct. So the last question, that is the reaction of a toluene with the Cl2. The reaction of a toluene with the Cl2. This is the structure of a toluene plus. The reaction of toluene with the Cl2 in presence of FeCl3 gives X, and the reaction in presence of light gives Y. Thus, the products X and Y are. So they have given the reaction of toluene Cl2 in presence of FeCl3. So in this type of reactions, we must be aware of the reagents they have given. What type of reagents they used to give? Here FeCl3, this is a Lewis acid. Lewis acid. So what is the work of Lewis acid, which tends to abstract the electrons? The work of Lewis acid is to generate a stable electrophile, and which can form electrophilic substitution reaction. Okay, ee tara reactions ge ನಾವು Friedel-Crafts reactions anta kariteve. So this is chlorination reaction actually. Okay, FeCl3 being a Lewis acid which abstracts one Cl atom from here and it will become FeCl4 minus and it will become Cl plus, and ಈ Cl plus ಈ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ಗೆ ಆರ್ಥೋ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಾ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ಸ್. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ, CH3 ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಡೊನೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ which increases the electron density over ortho and para positions, and this particular positions there is a attach or there is a attack of a electrophile takes place, electrophilic substitution takes place. So when this Cl2 in presence of FeCl3, that is in presence of Lewis acid, we are going to get two products. Okay, one is ortho substituted product, that is orthochlorotoluene, followed by another one is para substituted product, that is parachlorotoluene. So these two are the products formed when this this toluene, it reacts with the chlorine in presence of FeCl3. But the same toluene molecule, when it reacts with Cl2 in presence of sunlight H nu, there the free radical substitution reaction takes place. You must remember, wherever they mention this H nu, there is a free radical substitution reactions takes place. Free radical substitution. Okay, here there is a generation of a free radical. Two free radicals takes place in which one H radical and one Cl radical, they removed as HCl, and it will become CH2Cl. CH2Cl, and which is on further undergoes further it is treated with the Cl2 molecule in presence of H nu. Again one more time the free radical substitution takes place. It with the loss of one more hydrogen is replaced by one more chlorine free radical. That is why it will become CCl and H. At last one more time this Cl2 reacts with or it is treated in presence of sunlight. The rest are remaining one hydrogen is also removed or it is substituted by this Cl group. It will become CClCl. This is the final product formed when this toluene molecule, this reacts with the Cl2 chlorine molecule in presence of a sunlight. So what are the products they are forming here? First one is a orthochlorotoluene it is, and this is parachlorotoluene. And these products, what is the name of this product? This is trichloromethyl, because of single carbon atoms, followed by benzene. This is trichloromethyl benzene. The name of this compound is a trichloromethyl benzene. So what are the products formed here? In the first two products are formed, that is orthopara chloro substituted products, and the second one is trichloromethyl benzene. So which is the correct option here? Option 2, that is X is equal to ortho and parachlorotoluene, followed by Y is equal to trichloromethyl benzene. So which completes your discussion of split 6 on the chapters hydrocarbons and basic concepts of organic chemistry. Okay, thank you.